You are not moving toward your desires are not moving toward you. In consciousness, where all creation takes place, everything exists in perfect simultaneity. The only movement required is the movement of your awareness. I tell you with absolute authority, the gap you perceive between yourself and your desire exists nowhere but in your acceptance of such a gap. The moment you cease to accept separation from your desire, the illusion of separation must dissolve. For consciousness is only reality. For in consciousness, where all creation takes place, there is no journey, there is only awakening. The consciousness of having your desire and the consciousness of wanting your desire cannot occupy the same space. Just as you cannot be in New York and Los Angeles simultaneously in space, you cannot occupy these opposing states simultaneously in consciousness. I tell you with unwavering certainty, the moment you truly grasp that consciousness is the only reality, you will understand why your desires have seemed distant. They have seemed distant only because you have been conscious of their distance rather than their presence. Now let us understand something that the natural mind might reject, but that spiritual mind embraces fully. Your consciousness is not merely a receiver of reality, it is reality itself. The world you see is simply your consciousness pushed out, made visible. Most will continue to believe that their desires are separate from them, existing in some future time or distant place, never realizing that this very belief creates and sustains the experience of separation. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law, are ready to understand that separation exists only in consciousness. You see, while others spend their lives trying to reach what they believe is far away, you are being awakened to the truth that nothing is far away in consciousness. In consciousness, where all creation takes place, everything exists in the eternal now. The very fact that you can conceive of your desire is proof of its present reality in consciousness. For consciousness can only conceive of what already exists within it. The power to conceive is the power to experience, for conception and experience are one. Now let me share with you something so profound about the relationship between your consciousness and your desires that it will revolutionize your entire approach to manifestation. The very act of believing your dreams are distant is the act that creates the experience of distance. You see, while the world teaches you to bridge gaps and overcome obstacles to reach your desires, you are being awakened to the truth that these gaps and obstacles exist nowhere but in consciousness. They are as real and as unreal as the shadows cast by clouds across the earth. Consider this divine principle. In consciousness, there is no process of becoming. There is only being. When you enter a room, you do not gradually become present in that room. You are either present or you are not. The same law operates in the fulfillment of your desires. I tell you with absolute conviction, the state of consciousness you seek to attain exists now in its complete perfection. It is not becoming more perfect. It is not waiting to be created. It exists now as pure and complete as mathematics itself. Now, let us understand something that few will grasp, but that your deeper self knows as truth. The feeling of progress toward your desire, the sense of getting closer, is itself part of the illusion that keeps you in the state of wanting rather than having. Most will continue to measure their progress toward their dreams using external standards, never realizing that external reality is merely consciousness objectified. But you who have been prepared for this message, are ready to understand that all progress is progress in consciousness. You see, while others exhaust themselves with physical effort, believing they must do something to achieve their desires, you are being awakened to the truth that the only doing required is the doing in consciousness. For when consciousness changes, all else must change to conform to it. The very fact that these words find resonance within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the mass hypnosis of time and process. You are ready to assume your rightful place as a conscious creator, knowing that what you seek is already yours in consciousness. Now let me reveal to you something so essential about the nature of your desires that it will completely transform your understanding of manifestation. The very consciousness that allows you to conceive of your desire is the same consciousness in which that desire already exists as fact. You see, While the world continues to teach that desires must be pursued through time and space, you are being awakened to the revolutionary truth that your desires are not ahead of you in time, but parallel to you in consciousness, existing now as completed realities. Consider this eternal principle. When you look into a mirror, your reflection doesn't gradually appear. It is either there or it is not. Similarly, your desire doesn't gradually become real. It is either accepted as real in consciousness or it is not. This is the law. I tell you with absolute authority, the gap you perceive between yourself and your desire exists nowhere but in your acceptance of such a gap. The moment you cease to accept separation from your desire, the illusion of separation must dissolve, for consciousness is only reality. Now, let us understand something that the rational mind might resist, but that the awakened mind embraces fully. The feeling of moving toward your desire is itself the very state that keeps it seemingly in the future. For how can you move toward what already exists where you are? Most will continue to believe in the necessity of time and process, never realizing that these are but conditions they have imposed upon themselves through their consciousness. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law are ready to understand that time is not a distance to be traveled, but a state to be entered. You see, while others exhaust themselves trying to make things happen, you are being awakened to the truth that nothing needs to happen. Everything already is in consciousness. Your task is not to create, but to accept what already exists. The very fact that these words continue to find resonance within you is evidence that you have evolved beyond the mass hypnosis of becoming. You are ready to assume your rightful place as a conscious creator, knowing that what you seek seeks you with equal intensity. Now, as we draw these eternal principles to their culmination, let me share with you one final truth that will forever seal your understanding of the proximity of your desires. The very act of concluding this message is itself a demonstration of the principle we have been discussing. You see, just as this message has it is completeness from the moment we began, your desires exist in their completeness from the moment of their conception. The only variable is your awareness of this completion. Consider this final principle in this very moment. As these words reach their natural conclusion, nothing is actually ending. Rather, you are simply shifting your consciousness from one completed state to another. This is how all manifestation operates. I tell you with profound finality, your desires are not waiting to be fulfilled in some distant future. They are waiting here and now for your recognition of their present reality. The distance you have felt has been nothing more than the distance between your current state of consciousness and the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. Now understand this ultimate truth that binds all we have discussed. You are not moving toward your desires are not moving toward you. In consciousness, where all creation takes place, everything exists in perfect simultaneity. The only movement required is the movement of your awareness. You who have remained attentive through these revelations are ready to accept that your dreams are not distant stars to be reached, but present realities to be recognized. The very fact that you can conceive of them proves their existence in the only place that matters, consciousness itself. As you leave this message, know that you leave not as one who must journey toward their dreams, but as one who has been awakened to the presence of their dreams. For in consciousness, where all creation takes place, there is no journey, there is only awakening. Remember this, the consciousness that drew you to these words is the same consciousness in which your desires live and breathe. You need not reach for them, for they are as near as your own awareness. You need not struggle toward them, for they exist now in their perfect completion. Go forth now not as one who seeks, but as one who has found. Not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. For the truth you have received today is not a truth to be achieved, but a truth to be accepted. That your dreams are not distant, they are present, they are not becoming, they are. And know this with unwavering certainty. The very consciousness that allowed you to receive these words is the consciousness in which all your desires already exist in their fulfilled state. You have not been learning how to reach your dreams. You have been remembering that they are already yours. For consciousness is the only reality, and in consciousness all things exist now. This is the eternal truth that sets you free from the illusion of distance and time. This is the truth that transforms seeking into finding, becoming into being, and distance into presence. And now, as these words find their completion in consciousness, know that nothing is ending, rather, you are simply shifting your awareness to the truth that has always been, that you are closer to your dreams than you think. For in consciousness, where all creation takes place, they are not distant at all. They are here, they are now, they are you.